Come. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, let me tell you something. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have. Come. And most people don't even know how to use it right. See, when someone walks out on you, takes you for granted, or treats you like an option, come. Your first instinct might be to explain yourself, beg, or try to prove your worth. Come. But let me ask you this. Why are you trying to convince someone to see your value when they should have recognized it from the start? Come. Here's what you do, go silent. And I don't mean just ignoring texts or playing some little game. I mean really stepping back, come, shutting down the access they had to you and focusing on you. Because let me tell you, when you stop showing up, when you stop explaining, come. When you stop making yourself available, that's when they feel it. That's when they start questioning everything. And if you do this right, come, they're going to be confused, nervous, maybe even panicked, because people don't realize what they had until it's not there anymore. And today, come, I'm going to show you exactly how to make them feel your absence so deeply that they start questioning every single choice they made. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll know how to turn silence into your most powerful move yet. Silence is a powerful force. Come. It has the ability to make people uncomfortable, force them to reflect, and shift the power dynamic in any relationship. Come. When someone expects a reaction from you, whether it's anger, sadness, or desperation, and you give them nothing, become. That's when they start to notice your absence in a way they never did before. See, most people don't understand this. When they feel hurt, come, betrayed, or taken for granted, their instinct is to talk. They want to explain themselves, argue their point, come, get the other person to understand how much they've been hurt. But let me tell you something. Talking doesn't always get you heard. In fact, come. Sometimes the more you explain, the less they listen. Think about it. If someone already doesn't appreciate you, come. If they're already ignoring your value, do you really think talking more is going to make them see it? No. Come. All it does is make you look desperate for their attention. Come. And here's the hard truth. People don't value what they think they can have anytime. They value what they fear losing. Come. That's why silence works. When you stop explaining, stop calling, stop texting, stop showing up, that's when it hits them. Come. The absence of your voice becomes louder than anything you could have ever said. That silence forces them to sit with their own thoughts. Come. And for a lot of people, that's uncomfortable, because now, instead of hearing your words, they're hearing their own doubts. Come. You ever notice how when you pull back, people suddenly start wondering about you? They start asking mutual friends about you. Come. Checking your social media, maybe even popping up in your inbox with a, hey, how have you been? That's not a coincidence. Come. That's your absence doing the talking for you. See, when you're always available, always the one reaching out, come. Always the one trying to fix things, they don't have to question anything, come. They don't have to wonder how you feel because you've already made it clear. But when you go silent, come. That's when their mind starts playing tricks on them. They start thinking, wait, why isn't she reaching out? Has she moved on? Come. Is she talking to someone else? Did I really lose her? And let me tell you that fear is powerful, because people don't like to feel like they've lost something they thought would always be there. Come. And that's exactly why going silent is the smartest move you can make when someone takes you for granted. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not about playing games. This is not about manipulating someone into missing you. Come. This is about reclaiming your power. This is about recognizing that you don't have to beg for attention, chase after someone to become, or keep explaining your worth to somebody who should have already seen it. So, when you feel like you're being ignored, come. When someone treats you like an afterthought, stop talking. Stop fighting for a spot in their life. Just remove yourself, come, and let them sit with that. Because here's what's going to happen. At first, they might not even notice, come. They might assume you'll reach out eventually, that you'll break the silence. But as time goes on and they don't hear from you, come, they'll start to feel it. And depending on how they really feel about you, one of two things will happen. Come. Either they'll realize they don't want to lose you, and they'll come back with effort, not just empty words. Or they'll stay gone. Come. And in that case, you've just saved yourself from wasting any more energy on someone who didn't truly value you in the first place. Either way, come, you win. So the next time someone makes you feel like you're not enough, the next time someone expects you to keep proving your worth, come. Don't waste your breath. Let silence do the talking and watch how quickly they realize just how much they took you for granted. Come. When you go silent, it's not just about not talking, it's about shifting your focus. See, a lot of people misunderstand silence. Come. They think it means sitting around waiting for the other person to notice their absence. But that's not how you make them feel your loss. Come. If you want them to feel it, you have to stop making them the center of your world and start making yourself the center of your own. Come. When someone hurts you, disrespects you, or takes you for granted, the worst thing you can do is make them feel like they're still in control. Come. If you're sitting by your phone, checking their social media, hoping for a text, you haven't really gone silent. Come. You're still emotionally invested in them. And let me tell you, they can feel that. Even if you're not saying a word, come. Your energy is still tied up in them. That's why the most powerful thing you can do during silence is focus on yourself. Shift all that energy you were putting into them back into why you. Start doing things that make you happy, things that make you feel alive again. Come, reconnect with old friends, pick up a new hobby, hit the gym. Come, start a project you've been putting off. Make your life so full that their absence doesn't feel like a loss, it feels like freedom. Come, and here's where it gets interesting. When you start moving differently, people notice. They might not say anything right away, but trust me, they see it. They see you glowing. They see you becoming happier, more confident, more focused. And that's when they start feeling uncomfortable. Come. Because in their mind, they expected you to be waiting. They expected you to miss them so much that you'd eventually reach out. But instead, come. They see you thriving. They see you becoming someone who doesn't need them anymore. And let me tell you, that realization hits different. People don't regret losing someone who begs to stay. They regret losing someone who was valuable, someone who was irreplaceable. And the only way to show them that is by becoming the best version of yourself, not for them, but for you. See, when you go silent, come. It's not about revenge. It's not about making them jealous. It's about making yourself whole again. Come. It's about realizing that your happiness was never supposed to depend on them in the first place. And when you step into that, come. When you truly embrace your own worth, something shifts. You stop caring about what they're doing. Come. You stop checking to see if they're thinking about you. You stop wondering if they regret what they did. And ironically, come. That's exactly when they start feeling your absence the most. Because now, come. They don't just miss the old you. They miss the version of you that they never got to experience. The one who is strong, confident, calm, and completely unbothered. And that's when they start questioning everything. They start wondering, did I really lose them for good? They start realizing that they may have let go of something rare. And when that happens, they might reach out. They might try to come back. But by that point, the question is, do you even want them anymore? Because here's the truth. The version of you that's growing, healing, and becoming stronger, that version of you doesn't settle. That version of you doesn't need closure, doesn't need an apology, and doesn't need validation from someone who couldn't see your worth the first time. So when you go silent, don't just do it for a reaction. Do it for you. Take your power back. Focus on your growth. Because when you do that, not only do they start feeling your absence, but you start realizing that maybe, just maybe, their absence was exactly what you needed all along. When you go silent, the biggest mistake you can make is secretly waiting for them to notice. You might not be texting, calling, or reaching out, but if your mind is still on them every day, then you haven't truly let go. And let me tell you something. They can feel that. Come. Even if you say nothing, even if you disappear, they can sense when you're still emotionally attached. See, silence is powerful. Come. But only when it's genuine. If you're sitting around hoping they'll miss you, checking their social media, come, wondering if they're thinking about you, then you're still stuck in the same cycle. And the truth is, come, they don't fear your absence because you haven't really left. Come. Real silence isn't about just cutting off communication. It's about shifting your energy. Come. It's about stepping out of their world and stepping into your own. It's about breaking that invisible string that keeps pulling you back to them. Come. And the only way to do that is to start focusing on yourself in a way you never have before. You see, when you truly let go, come. When you stop obsessing over what they're thinking, something powerful happens. You start to glow differently. Come. You start to rebuild yourself from the inside out. And the people around you, your friends, your coworkers, even complete strangers, they start noticing it. They see that you're carrying yourself differently. You're walking with more confidence. You're speaking with more certainty. And most importantly, you're no longer carrying that weight. And let me tell you something, the person who hurt you, they feel it too. Because here's what a lot of people don't understand. When you go silent but still mentally cling to them, it's like leaving the door open just a crack. Come. And as long as they feel like you're still waiting, they have no reason to miss you, no reason to think about you, no reason to realize what they lost. But when you slam that door shut, when you really move on, it creates a shift. Because now, come, they no longer have the comfort of knowing that you're still there. And that's when they start feeling the void. You see, come, people don't feel a loss immediately. At first, they might enjoy the space. They might assume you're still waiting, still hoping, still holding on. But as time passes and they realize you're not reaching out, not checking on them, not showing any signs of wanting them back, that's when reality starts to hit. They start questioning things. They start wondering, come, wait, did I actually lose them? They replay old memories in their head, trying to remember the way you used to be, to become. And when they see that the version of you that needed them no longer exists, that's when regret sets in. Now, don't get me wrong, come. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about making them feel bad or punishing them. This is about taking back your power. This is about showing yourself and them that you were never meant to be an option. You were never meant to be second best. Come. And when you step into that mindset, something amazing happens. You start realizing that their absence is not a loss. It's a blessing. Come. You start seeing all the ways they held you back, all the ways you settled, all the ways you ignored your own needs to make them happy. Come. The question isn't, will they come back? The question is, do I even want them anymore? Because by the time they start feeling your absence, come. By the time they start realizing what they lost, you'll be too busy living your best life to even care. That's the real power of silence. Come. It's not about making them chase you. It's about making yourself so whole, so fulfilled, so strong, come, that whether they come back or not doesn't even matter anymore. When you go silent, come. You're not just stepping back from the relationship. You're stepping forward into your own power. But here's the key, come. It's silence alone isn't enough. It's not just about not calling, not texting, or not checking in. It's about what you do with that silence, come. It's about who you become while you're silent. And that's what really makes them feel your absence, come. Because let's be real. If you go silent, but you're still sitting at home feeling miserable, stalking their social media, come, waiting for them to notice you're gone, then you're not really gone. You're just making noise in a different way. And trust me, come, they can feel that. Even if you don't say a word, they can tell when your energy is still focused on them, come. But when you take that silence and use it to grow, to elevate, to change, that's when the game shifts. That's when your absence isn't just a quiet moment. It becomes a wake-up call. See, people don't miss you when you disappear. They miss you when they see what you've become without them. Come. They miss you when they realize that the version of you they thought they knew no longer exists. Come. They miss you when they see that life is moving forward without them in it. And the best way to make that happen, focus on you. Come. Instead of waiting, start building. Instead of wondering what they're thinking, start working on yourself. Come. Because here's the thing, self-improvement is the loudest silence you can ever give someone. Come. You start taking care of yourself in ways you never did before. You start dressing differently, walking differently, talking differently. Come. You start setting boundaries where you used to let things slide. You start valuing your peace more than their attention. And suddenly, come, the balance of power shifts. Because let me tell you, people get real uncomfortable when they see the person they underestimated thriving. When they see you out here looking good, doing better than ever, without them, it messes with them. Come. It forces them to question everything. They start wondering, did I make a mistake? Were they always this amazing? Come. And I just didn't see it. Are they actually happier without me? And the best part, by the time they start asking these questions, come. You're already so far ahead that their opinion doesn't even matter anymore. That's the power of truly moving on. Come. That's the power of taking your silence and turning it into success. Because at the end of the day, silence isn't about making them miss you. Come. It's about making yourself so strong, so confident, so fulfilled that whether they miss you or not doesn't even matter anymore. Come. And when you reach that point, that's when they'll feel your absence the most. When you go silent, you create space, not just for them to feel your absence, but for yourself to grow. And here's the key, this isn't about punishing them. Come. This isn't about playing games. It's about shifting your energy inward. It's about using that silence to rebuild, to redefine, to elevate. Come. Because when you truly start pouring into yourself instead of them, that's when they start to feel it. See, come. People don't just miss your presence. They miss the impact you had on their life. They miss how you made things easier, how you gave, come, how you listened, how you cared. And when that's suddenly gone, they start to notice the void. Come. They start realizing just how much you brought to the table. But here's what's important. Come. You can't just sit around waiting for them to notice. That's not the move. You don't just disappear and expect them to come running back. Come. You don't go silent hoping they'll wake up one day and magically see your worth. No, come. You go silent and you become so powerful in your own life that their absence doesn't even shake you. You shift your focus. Come. You stop replaying the past and start building the future. You stop asking, do they miss me? And start asking, come, what do I need to do to become the best version of myself? You stop waiting for their attention and start demanding your own respect. Come. And the more you do that, the more they feel the change. Because here's the thing, people feel energy. You don't have to say a word, come. And they can tell when something has shifted. They can tell when you're no longer emotionally invested in them the way you used to be, come. They can feel when you're not waiting by the phone, not checking up on them, not hoping for a text. And that, come, that's what makes them uncomfortable. Because when someone expects you to always be there, to always care, to always reach out, come. And then suddenly you're just gone. That does something to their mind. It makes them question. It makes them wonder, come. It makes them start looking for you in places they never had to before. And the best part, by the time they realize what they lost, come, you're already too far ahead. See, the real goal here isn't to make them regret. The real goal isn't even to make them come back, come. The real goal is to make yourself so fulfilled, so confident, so at peace, that whether they come back or not doesn't even matter anymore. Come. That's the real flex. That's the real win. Because when you move on, truly move on, they feel it. They see it come. And that's when they start wondering, did I take them for granted? Did I mess up? Are they actually better without me? And when those thoughts start creeping in, come. That's when they start second guessing everything. That's when they start realizing they were never the prize. You were. But by then, you're already walking in a new direction. By then, you've built something so powerful within yourself that their absence doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like freedom. That's what silence does. That's why it's powerful, not because it punishes them, but because it transforms you. Silence is not just the absence of words. It is a statement, a decision, a transformation. When you go silent and focus on your own life, it doesn't just leave the other person confused, it shifts the entire dynamic. It forces them to sit with the reality of your absence, to feel the weight of losing someone who once poured energy into them. But here's the thing, this isn't about making them suffer. This isn't about trying to get a reaction. It's about you reclaiming your power. When someone hurts you, takes you for granted, or assumes you'll always be there no matter what, they build a level of comfort around that idea. They believe they can come and go as they please. They believe you'll always be available, that your feelings, your love, your energy, it's just there for them to take whenever they feel like it. But the moment you remove yourself from that equation, the moment you stop giving them easy access to you, that's when they start to feel it. At first, they might not even notice. They might assume it's just a phase, that you're playing a game, that eventually you'll break down and reach out like you always have. But the longer you stay silent, the more uncomfortable they become. They start to check their phone, expecting a message that never comes. They scroll through old conversations trying to see where things shifted. They might even ask mutual friends about you, subtly trying to figure out what's going on. And the irony, the more they try to figure you out, the more confused they become. Because this isn't just a temporary change. It's a permanent shift in energy. You're no longer giving them the same attention, the same emotional investment, the same care. And that's where the power lies, not in punishing them, not in waiting for them to regret their actions, but in making yourself the priority. When you go silent and focus on building your own life, something incredible happens. You start to see yourself differently. You realize you were never the one who was lacking. You were never the one who needed to chase or prove your worth. You were always enough. And when you truly embody that, the energy you carry changes. You start walking with confidence. You start making moves for you, not for them. You stop overthinking, stop waiting, stop wondering. You just live. And here's what happens next. They start to miss you. Not just because of the silence, but because of the shift. They feel the difference. They feel the loss of what they took for granted. And now, they're in a position where they don't know what to do about it. Should they reach out? Should they apologize? Should they pretend they don't care? They go back and forth, wrestling with emotions they never expected to have. See, most people don't realize what they had until it's gone. And when they finally do, they start replaying everything in their minds. Did they push you too far? Did they assume too much? Did they lose you for good? That's when they start testing the waters. A random text, a casual, hey, how have you been? A like on an old photo. It's not just them checking in. It's them trying to figure out if they still have access to you. But here's the most important part. By the time they realize your value, you should be too busy realizing your own. This isn't about revenge. This isn't about proving a point. This is about becoming so focused on your own happiness, your own peace, your own purpose, that their confusion doesn't even faze you. Because when you truly heal, when you truly let go, you stop needing validation from the person who once overlooked you. You stop waiting for them to recognize your worth because you already know it. And the ultimate power move, when they finally come back around, when they finally see what they lost, you're no longer available. Not because you're being petty, but because you've outgrown the version of yourself that once waited for them to get it together. You're thriving. You're happy. You're at peace. And that's what truly leaves them confused.